Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay, we needed this. Okay, we absolutely needed this news today. I feel like we've been on this kind of like downward curve over the last month or so, and we were talking about, what's the next piece of content going to be in Raid that's going to try and lift us back up again. And looks like the news is dropping here. Like, before I saw this, I already had a video in my mind, right? Because I had seen yesterday this piece on Facebook, and it was on basically all of the Raid socials. OG Death Knight, listen up, Skeleton Crew. Apparently the Arbiter is rallying powerful champions to her because of a new threat. Obviously, I got the call because I'm me. What do you think it could be? So I was like, I actually put it in the HH Gaming chat. We've got new content coming. What do we think it is? And we were just kind of like spitballing ideas. But I basically said, this feels like it's the start of like the new content drop. Yeah. Actually, before I get back to that, the next piece, I just want to call something out. I did do a video on Godforge talking about our newest faction to be kind of like explored, which is the Asgardians, where I do drop the Godforge version of Thor. I'll link this video down below, and you're still possible. We actually had a video with Colred on as well yesterday, so you can check that one out as well. But you can still sign up to the beta here. I'll put that link down below as well. We've got like 25,000 people signed up to the beta already, so appreciate anyone who gets involved. So yeah, after the Ultimate Death Knight piece, I was like, right, cool. Looks like probably next week when I start to get some more stuff going on. But no, already on the Raid main page. Is this the Raid main page? Maybe I'm not in the right page. Already we get this. Let me just get the sound on for this actually. Haven't heard it with sound yet. I've just seen the clip. I saw it and I was like, right, get to recording. Let's do this. So can I make this bigger? No, I don't make it bigger. There we go. New clan boss. Guaranteed new clan boss. Look where it is. They've shown you clan boss, then Hydra, then the new spot that we've had, and this is definitely the logo from in-game. Something wicked stirs in the Stormwind wastes. Stormwind, World of Warcraft? Am I going crazy? Brought into being by the malignant will of the Knights Revs. Now only the greatest warriors of Teleria banded together will have a chance to stop this threat. It's so little. Give us more. Give us a bit more. Okay, so yeah, looks like we've got a new clan boss coming in, and and after I'd seen this, I'm like, damn. And then it was on like Player in Play. It's like, oh, this little bit down here. What's this down here? I was like, can I get any more information? But it's the same clip again. Yeah, so I was like, what else can I find? And then I'd log into game, and I'm like, bam, here it is again. So literally thrown it out everywhere. Don't forget to hit that follow button. They're saying, like, basically, it's the big push now for the next big patch, which generally will come out in December. But yeah, we do need Raid. Let's be clear. We do need some of those quality of life changes at the same time. Like I've said this when I was chatting with Drop recently on that video, and did another video with Cruson where we had a similar type of chat. We do need some of those quality of life changes as well, just as a kind of like pick me up, honestly. But I am excited for this. And I started to think, well, what do I want a new clan boss to be? If we think about the content we've got in the game right now, come on, let me in. If we think about the content we've got in the game right now in terms of, challenging dungeons and old school dungeons, which are actually really well done. Some of the more challenging ones, which have kind of like eased into being okay, but took a while for them to get there, in terms of like level of complexity and stuff. I feel like we've still got one that doesn't really work in terms of no one's actually using the required kind of like systems to beat some of these bosses. We're just brute forcing it with, OP champions that have come out. And that's not healthy for the game, honestly. So I'm hoping that they take a bit more direction from their original clan boss and why it works. Yeah, you've got this kind of like scaling damage. You've got three abilities and the abilities are affected by affinity once they hit a certain point, and you've got enough complexity to be able to bring different styles of teams to get the job done, whilst also being able to kind of like just play it early on with whatever team you've got. And then as you get towards that kind of like end game, the better you tune a team, the better they do. I think the original Clan Boss is a piece of genius content, honestly. I think they've done it so well. There's so many things to contend with. The stun mechanic, yeah, which is irresistible, but it is blockable. So that's and it is cleansable. Like, those things are important because it's like, well, resistance is not going to get me there for that piece of the content, but I can bring 2 different types of champion to get rid of the stun. So that's like one element. You've then got the other debuffs that are into play, and they're different depending on the affinity. That's really genius content as well. And then you've got the scaling damage over the time, which means that it's a longer fight, and you've got that kind of like almost uncapped damage potential. So I do think that the original Clan Boss was just a genius piece of content. We've then got Hydra, which is literally like this. Hydra's the roller coaster of content, honestly. When it came out, it was way overtuned. People couldn't really do it. They then allowed some of the heads to be manipulated, and it became more fun. And then they ruined it recently by just making like crazy changes, honestly, like way over the top changes. The worst one for me, by a mile, by the way, is that you can re-kill a dead head so fast, and then unless you time it somehow so that every dead head is killed at the same time, you're basically doing no damage to any head. Like, it's bonkers change, honestly. It's bonkers change. So if they just tweak that so that it's like, 1 in every 3 heads that spawns gets Serpent's Will, the content's a lot better. But still, it's, all of the tweaks recently are just pissing people off because it's tough content. It was the new challenge, honestly. Clan Boss stopped being a challenge for anyone who's played the game for over like 6 months because of power creep in the game, because of the champions that have come into the game. And the Demon Lord now becomes a trivial bit of content once you played the game for a while, which in a way is okay, I guess. Anyway, Hydra was like the next challenge that people actually started to enjoy. Now it's pissing people off. But we've got the Great Void here. Now, the Great Void, obviously a new Clan Boss. What do I want from it? Because I've got no idea what it's going to be yet. I guess we're going to find out next week or something. I would love it to be similar to what Eternal Evolution do for their Clan Boss. And I would say, like, I played Eternal Evolution for best part of maybe over a year, I don't know. And I did content on it. Eternal Evolution did some stuff really, really well. It was probably the first game in this genre that I've played that has come out that I was like, this has got a massive chance to be successful. And this is one of the things I think they did really well. So their kind of weekly boss, it was a weekly fight rather than daily. They had 3 stages to it. And the first 2 stages changed the final stage. So you needed 3 teams to be able to do it, a bit like we need 3 teams for Hydra. Team 1 would fight against the first wave of the boss, if you call it that, the first version of the boss, and you needed specific mechanics to effectively to take that boss low. The more damage you did to that boss, the less, I think it was the less shielding the final boss did. Okay, you then had boss 2, and boss 2, basically, the more damage you did to this boss, the less damage output the final boss had. Right? So, and you needed different mechanics. That might have been boss 3, actually. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And then the final boss was then a DPS race. Okay? And the final boss was like, can I take it down? You were able to kind of do the reset like we do in Hydra, like the free regroup type of thing. So we were able to try different teams out and stuff. But I think this type of phased attack, phased fight, using different teams to get your best synergies fits well with like where we are in the game right now in Raid. So this is what I'd love to see. Utilizing 3 different teams, or different number of teams, whatever they do, but each of the different teams have got a specific job. And then that way you have to kind of have a blend of abilities, blend of champions, and I think that will end up being really cool. But anyway, let me know what you'd love to see from the final clan boss down below. But yeah, I am genuinely excited for this. I am. And maybe this is the pickup we need going into December for, you know, and you know, and maybe it kind of goes in line. It doesn't go in line with the sale of the company because this would have been planned ages ago. The dev team have been working on this for a long time, but let's hope it's something extremely cool. And yeah, let me know. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.